Hey guys, you're watching Pull the Crown, and today's a very fun episode. We're talking collaborations, the failed collaborations, the great collaborations, all of the collabs, even the ones that get Julien to want to punch me in the face.
And I almost do, so stay tuned for that, guys. Hublot. Anyway.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I spend way too much money on watches.
Hey, I'm Julien. I know way too much about watches.
And you're watching Pull the Crown.
The place for off-the-cuff watch content. Chris, what are we doing today? Walk me through it.
Well, we should start with the news. I think we should talk about this. So I think the news is about a week old now. So basically, Tag Heuer is celebrating their return to Goodwood. I think they haven't been there for like 10 years or something. Goodwood, I think, is the hill climb challenge where they're basically racing a car uphill for like a time lap. Yeah, exactly that. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like the two pieces that they've released for this celebration are actually quite astonishingly beautiful. So ignore the guy cutting the grass.
I think it's great that Tag Heuer, just in general, now their collaborations with racing and F1, they're really pushing towards it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you might as well like lean into your heritage.
Definitely.
But also I feel like just like in general, Tag has been on top of their game. Like they're getting cool again.
Oh, I love
like,
that.
I don't know about you, but
dial.
like recently I've been like itching to want to add a tag to my collection. Hey, and man, I feel like I haven't said that for a while, you know?
Frankly, I mean, the Carrera, like this is a knockout of the park,
right?
Man. Yeah,
so British Racing Green, like check one already. I'm sold, right?
Red hands, of course. F1
Red hands,
style.
sold, love it.
Yeah.
I really like the big crown, but I think that's standard on this model anyways, but it's complemented well here. There's the Clou de Paris hidden kind of in the background of the dial.
Yeah.
Right? So I really like that as well. And I don't know if this was deliberate. I must have been, but if you look where the tachymeter kind of bezel should be, you know, those kind of like that thin line that goes around. I feel like that's reminiscent of like vintage, like tachymeters on a car.
Yeah.
Right. Like even on like on the like a 911 Classic, they have those kind of rings.
I can see that, man. And I'm noticing too. I don't know if this is intentional either, but the small seconds hand, it's almost like a mini small second sector.
Yeah.
You know, the continuous seconds hands.
Yeah, it's kind of nice actually.
But it
like disappears into the dial.
But it kind of looks like a fuel gauge a little bit, especially in that position, right, with the two lines and the way it's kind of.
Good catch, bro.
Doesn't that? I feel like that's purposeful, right? That they kind of did that intentionally.
Well, if they didn't, they should steal that now as press material.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Brilliant.
That's pretty cool, man. Hey, look, great pick.
Call. I think there's a second watch. I saw it online, but I can't seem to find it on this page.
Is it? It's like a darker dial. Is that it?
Yeah, it was like a blue.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one as well.
Oh well. Nope, there it is.
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, look at that.
That looks cool, less automotive inspired to me. Still very nice though.
Yeah, it's almost like a midnight blue, almost purpley dial going on. Look at the teal. I like the teal contrast on that 30-minute counter. That's awesome.
I feel like the thing that's throwing me off is actually just the minute dial, sub-dial on the right.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the little kind of like hazard triangle things.
I actually like that. It's cool, man. It looks kind of like a radioactive symbol.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it doesn't look bad. I just don't know if it speaks to me like automotively.
Well, you're the car guy. I have no idea what that's meant to replicate.
It's still a nice watch.
Nice watch. Good.
I would take the green dial though.
I would definitely do that too.
Yeah.
Man. So what do you got for me in collaborations, man? Where are we starting?
So what I'm thinking is, I was thinking about this. Okay, I just want to explore the world of watch collabs. I think it's such an interesting subject, and I think that there are some that are just like home runs and others that are complete flops.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think it'd be fun also to just talk maybe at the end about some collabs that we wish we could see.
Okay.
Right? So let's start with the biggest collab in watch news, the thing that broke the internet, obviously, the Omega MoonSwatch. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know where you were at when this thing dropped, but I got way too excited about this thing than I ever should have, right? They were announcing at its release that they were going to be available eventually online. People, me included, ignored that and thought, no, there's no fucking way. And I was one of the fucking schmucks in Montreal that lined up
in the
queue of like 600 people for this.
My God.
Like at 4 a.m. at -40, only to find out that you're not getting a watch because they received like 20 of them. So like all 600 people were standing there for nothing. But anyways, I eventually did get my hands on one. It took a lot of work, and it was a colossal disappointment in my mind because it's just so poorly made, right? Like they're just poorly made watch. They're not bioceramic, they're plastic. It's a plastic watch. I still like it from a collab perspective, and I absolutely love it from a collectability standpoint because I enjoy the fact that I have 2 of them, and if I ever wanted more, I could, and there's a whole line. Like, it's cool. But in terms of collaborations, this was a fucking brilliant move. This was fucking brilliant. So
in terms of like a total revenue-based idea, you know, ignoring collectors, ignoring that, it was a genius idea. It captivated the masses. Like most of the people who were lining up in the early days were not watch collectors.
No,
they were people like kids basically trying to make, you know, a 3x margin. But over 12 hours of sitting in a line, basically.
But that's what I feel like is so brilliant about this.
Definitely.
Is that they converted a bunch of non-watch connoisseurs, collectors, whatever, enthusiasts into potential future Omega customers.
Hey, that's a nice way of looking at it. I just remember when that was happening and saying, I can't be bothered to sit for 12, 14 hours out in the cold for the possibility of making a net $500.
No, for sure.
It just didn't make sense.
I mean, from like the hype perspective, it's disappointing in general because nobody who's passionate about this stuff should have to subscribe to that. It's a product. Right. If I want it, just sell it to me.
I seem to remember like the Neptune, there was one on eBay that got bid up to like $10,000 or something stupid. Like,
oh my God.
Maybe I think the first day of release, I seem to remember in some forums I'm a part of, they were watching it. But I couldn't agree more with you, Chris. I think this watch is better on paper, on picture than it is in person.
It is.
And at the end of the day too, like this watch hasn't really stood the test of time. A lot of the clients that I know that got it or people that have bought it, you know, and held it for 2 years now. I guess it's been 2 years it's been released.
Right.
The quality just doesn't hold up, man.
No, it doesn't.
It shows marks, it scratches up.
Anyone who wears it, even semi-regularly, complains about it because not only is it getting scuffed, like pushers are popping off. Like,
and obviously you can't service this movement. Like you bring it to Swatch, they're just going to replace it, right?
No,
and they're going to charge you for it.
It's a glorified toy. Yeah, right. It's a glorified.
It's a Happy Meal toy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's a Happy Meal toy that costs you $360.
It's a $360 toy.
Yeah,
but just in terms of collaborations go, I think it was brilliant. Of course, Omega, part of the Swatch group, so it was an easy collaboration, no politics involved, couple of meetings here and there, let's fucking sell this thing. And in terms of giving customers what they wanted, this is exactly what we want. Anybody that aspired to own a Speedmaster, which is a lot of people, you now made it accessible for $360. Even if it's a toy.
Yeah,
you still gave us the access to that.
Here's the one problem with that, right? With philosophy, it's kind of like saying, it's not quite the same as saying this. So don't jump on me and attack me, Mr. Homage guy over here. But it's sort of like the guy who can't really afford a Submariner or a Pepsi or some sort of Rolex, say, and they buy a fake instead.
No, I don't find it the same.
I find it very similar. No. I feel like this is as close to a fake Speedmaster as you could get.
No.
Actually.
No, I disagree.
I don't think that it really speaks to any of the heritage of the Speedmaster. I don't think that...
No, there's no heritage.
Obviously, like Swatch is the ownership group of the Speedmaster now, but in reality, it doesn't bear any real heritage to the brand before just buying it, right?
I can negate this, though.
Yeah.
So, do you know what Swatch stands for?
Making cheap plastic watches that they market as bioceramic?
No. Swatch is an abbreviation of second watch.
Right.
And that's exactly what that is. Right?
Yeah.
The Omega Swatch is your second watch.
You know, it's funny.
It's not your daily. It's not your grail. It's just a second watch. And swatches, not just the Omega Swatch, are like $100.
Right.
Like you're not supposed to take that thing scuba diving, bro. You're supposed to just like wear it like as a quirky little watch at the office, you know?
Okay, first of all, up until 10 seconds ago, I thought that Swatch stood for shit watch. So thank you for educating me on that point.
Did I just educate you for once?
Yeah, you did. Thank you so much for that. But secondly, okay, you're not. This isn't a diving watch. I get that. But at the end of the day, you're still spending $360 plus tax Canadian for this, which let's talk about production cost on this.
No.
What do you think?
Let's not, because you're going to win the argument.
Okay,
you win.
fine.
You win. I forfeit.
So
you're right.
Listen.
If anybody that wants a serious daily, only has under $500 to spend on a watch,
do not spend
neither
it on
of
this.
us are going to recommend this.
No, of course
neither
not.
Of us.
Of course not. That's my point.
Absolutely, and you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The argument that I'm making, because look at that, that looks pretty good, is
it does look good,
if
but
you
it doesn't hold up.
If you can afford to burn $360 on a collectible, right?
Yeah.
Then this is brilliant.
Well, I think, by the way, this moon phase version is very cool, but it's also much more expensive. It's 400. Well, much more. It's $430.
Yeah,
they definitely
cool.
produce tons of.
And I will give them as a final note on the Omega MoonSwatch. I will admit now that I really much appreciate that at least some of them are available for purchase online.
Yeah, that's true.
It took way longer than they said it would.
Well, because they knew that as soon as they put it online,
the hype and blah, blah,
the hype, of course, man. It's a Rolex phenomenon.
I'm happy they at least caved. So, anyways,
let's move on to another swatch because we've got 2 on this list, and I'd love to make it to some other brands that I actually care about.
That's fair. To be honest, I don't have much to say about the next collab because I feel like it's just Do you?
I do.
Because it's just a recycled idea at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
So Blancpain is one of the coolest brands out there, right? It's one of the oldest watch brands. Look, the 50
Would you
Fathoms.
hate me if I told you that I just don't give a fuck about the Blancpain brand? Like, it just does nothing for me. It doesn't look very nice. No one knows what it is. It's like you're wearing white bread.
I can't wait until you get absolutely spit roasted.
I'm gonna get
in the
fucking
comments.
roasted,
but
it's the truth. Man. That's how I feel. I'm like, I can't lie.
The 50 Fathoms, if you were to compare it in every technical perspective to a Submariner, this would knock it out of the park. If you compare it on market value and the fact that a 50 Fathoms, like a standard, let's say, version that you could buy, the 42 or whatever, that you could buy out the gate, the fact that it sells for like a 40% discount on the market used, a bit older. Up to like, brand new, I think is still like a 30% discount on the market at least. Compare that to Submariner, which is a premium of like 40% on the market. This watch it's a knockout of the park, right? When you compare the two, apples to apples.
100%.
But
the kind of person who would buy a Blancpain is not the kind of person who would buy a sub.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. It's somebody who wants basically the aesthetics of a Submariner, who wants a dive watch, capable heritage-based dive watch, but wants something of
I would
supreme
argue the
quality
person who buys the Blancpain knows watches significantly more than the guy that buys the sub.
It depends.
For the most part. Mine is collectors that have 50 watches and they have both.
We'll say that, but look. Okay.
Anyways, go back to the collab.
50 Fathoms.
Why does this do something for you? Because this is even more expensive. It's $530.
This makes me cry. It makes me want to die. I've held a few of these in person.
You don't like this?
I hate this.
Oh, I thought you were
I hate this. I hate this more than the MoonSwatch. No, it's horrible, man. The movement inside. Okay, these Swatch automatic movements.
Oh, it's an automatic.
Yeah, it's the worst piece of shit, piece of garbage movement I've ever seen in my life. And I've held $20 Rolex fakes and gone, I'd probably buy this instead of buying this piece of garbage. The amount of people that I've seen online where these things just stop working and they take it to service and watchmakers are like, we can't, because just in removing the hands, removing this, they all broke. They just broke. There's nothing that you can do, right?
I kind of like the color of that one though.
Yeah, it looks great. Cool. It looks phenomenal in the marketing images. It looks amazing.
Of the movement, at least in photos with the little like printed parts.
It looks great.
It looks pretty cool.
No, it does look
pretty cool.
But it's a MoonSwatch, man. It looks phenomenal. But you wear it for a week and it does not hold up. At the end of the day, these are super overpriced watches that are banking on hype. It's like you're getting cheated, man. These are Happy Meal toys. That's what they are at the end of the day.
You're paying for branding and marketing though. At that point,
100%.
You're not paying for quality.
100%. And I'm just not the kind of guy to do that. I wouldn't recommend anybody do that unless you're buying it, throwing it in a case, and collecting it to sell it way down the line. Which I have a client who bought every MoonSwatch. He even has.
Does he have the case?
He has the case.
How do you get that?
I couldn't even tell you. I should ask him actually.
Yeah, you should ask him.
He has them. Well, he has multiple because he ran out of space.
Right.
So he has different ones. He even has one that like lights up that he bought out of some. Anyway, craziness. Okay, like craziness.
But that's what I mean. Like,
but that's a collectible.
Thing,
from
right? A collectibility standpoint, I like that.
Right.
Like even for me, like, dude, you've never seen me wear my MoonSwatch. Not even once. I've literally never worn it outside of my house. Not even one time.
Weren't you like?
I like having
Didn't
them.
you text me because you were like, oh, I got a scratch on the crystal or something? What do I do?
No, that was my Tribeca.
Oh, okay. Well, the same.
Yeah. That
Sorry.
was a Tribeca.
I didn't bring Kleenex with me on the pod, man. So I can't offer them to you right now. I get it. You know, you have a scratch on your watch. Let's get out of this because I'm so angry by just looking at these watches.
They look
these
cool.
hunks of
Okay,
garbage.
fine. All right, next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a bit of a step up, a little bit of a step up, a little bit of a step in a different direction here. The Concept Tourbillon by AP. Let's talk about a $400,000 to $500,000 watch.
Is that what it cost?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Okay. I feel like we went from one extreme
Yeah,
to the complete opposite end. Like,
Exactly. I do feel like we did on our list here have Hodinkee XG Shock.
We'll get to that later. Fuck it. Like,
here, let's just jump right in. Why not?
dude, I didn't know it was that expensive.
Ridiculously expensive.
That's properly cringe.
Yeah, it's like high 200s, low 300s US, I think, for this watch.
Okay, so this is my question.
Yeah.
Okay, because I would label this just on the surface as a fail. So it's like, I like Marvel.
Yeah.
I like watches. I don't know if I necessarily need to marry the two personally.
Right. You know what, Chris?
Yeah.
You should just drop everything, buy the watch, sell your entire collection based on
I'd
this
have to
visuals.
sell my house.
Based on the visuals. Look at that. There's where your $400,000 went.
Okay, so on that subject, okay, like, help me understand this.
Yeah.
Who in the fuck running either of their marketing departments is like, hey, let's take a comic book,
Yeah.
okay, which is enjoyed by the masses,
Yeah.
and let's slap it on the most prestigious watch that we have, one of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
But
sell
pretty
it
much.
for fucking $500,000. Like,
You-
if you're
you-
going to do something like this, isn't the point to try to get a younger buyer into AP?
Yeah. Do you know?
So, like, why not put
Do
it
you
on
know
your
how much-
entry-level model?
Do you know how much first edition, introduction of Superman Action Comics is, or Detective Comics number 27 or whatever
Yes,
it is?
yes, yes.
First time seeing Batman. Do you have any idea what those kinds of comic books cost?
So they're building this for the few people that collect $1 million comic books? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. Because guess
So
what?
what purpose does it serve?
It serves a purpose to them, and that's why they're limited editions. They're not in current production.
Why make it a limited edition? Why do a limited edition Marvel watch when the whole purpose of doing a Marvel watch, other than advertising that you did a collab,
Yeah.
would be, hey, let's get younger people into AP because our demographics are a little bit older.
Pretty much that. That's exactly right. Like, okay, think about it this way. Watch collecting already is a niche thing, right? Not everyone is into spending over $500 on a watch. Like for
Absolutely.
the vast majority of people, you say over $500 on a watch.
Well,
they're
vast
like,
majority
what?
of people just buy an Apple Watch. Right?
Sure.
It's like 9 out of 10 people have an
yeah,
Apple
exactly.
Watch.
They do not, or they'll buy something like a Fossil watch and think,
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
it looks good. I'll buy it. It's not $20, $100, whatever. Okay. We're talking about something, an extreme niche. And this is a collaboration between two extreme niches, which was actually very successful for the brand.
Was it?
It was, absolutely. Like,
Because you mean it was a success in the sense that it was spoken about widely.
spoken about widely, long waiting lists. Nobody, most people that wanted an allocation did not get it, and it sells way above retail. So by all metrics, it's a supreme success. The Black Panther, also a success, right?
I'm not a man of means, but I can't picture being a man of means and wanting to drop $500,000
Look.
so I could see Spider-Man on my dial, bro.
Okay. Here's a perfect analogy for you. You were willing to spend $300 to buy a piece of shit plastic just for the novelty of it. Now imagine you had a net worth of $1 billion.
Okay, yeah.
Now you're speaking about $500,000
Okay, yeah.
as though it's like a
If you're gonna make
MoonSwatch.
the
It's your
argument
MoonSwatch.
of like relative wealth, then yeah. I hear you.
Well, so it's a MoonSwatch, man. It's a MoonSwatch, but it is to an added level. We haven't even talked about the watch. Obviously, the Concept Tourbillon.
Yeah.
It's a very impressive watch. It's big. The lug design is kind of wonky. It's kind of crazy. It's definitely unique. It's not a watch like I've had and sold a few of them over the years. The Concept in general, especially the originals, were too big, man. And the way it tapers to your wrist, it just does not work on the majority of wrists. But it is a cool idea. It's something new, different for the Royal Oak in general, and that's why it's called the Concept. Look, it's a well executed tourbillon. I think they say like the Spider-Man takes like 50 hours for an artisan to do. Okay, cool. But beyond that, I'm with you still. Like, I would never spend the money, even if I had the crazy amount of money. And I love Marvel. I'm a huge nerd. It just wouldn't be for me either. But on that note, guys, what else do we have here? Okay. Back to another extreme. You know what's great in the notes here that I labeled it absolute garbage just in preparation.
I love that you put no notes for any of them other than that one.
Just this one. This one got absolute garbage because this by far is the worst collaboration I've ever seen in all time. It takes two of my least favorite brands and combines them into one shit pile. I don't want to get too deep into it.
You're bougie. I know you're a little bougie.
No,
you are bougie. You are bougie. You're an excellent chef. You have excellent taste in scotch. You are a little bougie. I'll give you that. When it comes, you have a refined palate when it comes to cuisine and alcohol. And coffee.
No, but it's not even just that. It's that I had an espresso machine.
Yeah. I fucking love mine, bro. I've had it for 10 years.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
So the originals were good. I bought one of like the newer ones like a few years ago. I had to replace that piece of shit 3 times, and they just kept sending me a new machine every time. Like, and it was like a game. Like every 3-4 months, they sent me a new machine. It just kept malfunctioning, just like self-destructing, committing suicide.
Okay.
It just was a horrible piece of shit that at that point I went, okay, fuck it. I'm learning everything about coffee now. I'm going to get a manual machine. And that's literally what I did. I just gave up on espresso. The coffee quality is pretty good, but then once you start actually pulling a good shot, you kind of realize, okay, no, there is a big difference.
For those of you who are just tuning in, this is a watch show.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's get back to Hublot then. So I'm a little biased, but look, this watch, it's designed from recycled pods. It's a cool idea. It's nice to see some reuse there, but the brand choice for this, I mean, Hublot, Nespresso, the color is like a vomit green. It's pretty horrible. It's pretty disgusting. I also just find it kind of funny that the brand, that Hublot is basically like marketing. It's like, yeah, recycle. And it's like, at the end of the day, this watch leaves a taste of stale coffee in my mouth. So maybe it's a successful collaboration after all, right? Where it's like, anyway, it's just...
somebody got paid way too much money to work on this project.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like at some point that person's partner or friends should have pulled them aside and just been like, dude, it's fucking ugly. Like, please just choose another color. Like, who in the flying fuck got paid to approve that color?
I can
like who? I want to know. I want to know who made this decision.
Yeah. I could literally smell the fake piece of shit rubber that Hublot uses from here. I'm literally getting a sensory experience looking at this page for too long. So guys, can we please move on? Like, I think that's enough said about this.
Is that all you have to say about this?
That's all I have to say about this. I really don't want to dwell on this one. Okay. I'd rather talk about something cool. Fuck knows, man. You really think I'm going to check that? Like, probably $30,000. Yeah, of course it was. It was probably $30,000. If you guys have a second to Google how much the Hublot Nespresso retail was.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to ruin my night. Fuck it.
I guarantee you it's like $30,000. Like, it's going to be ridiculous, right?
Okay, fine. I'll move on under one condition. You have to promise me that if you ever meet a client that has one,
Okay, 24,000
US. 24,000 US.
Can you imagine the person? Okay.
Bro, you gotta love Nespresso. Look, I'm gonna make a call right now. I know exactly what's gonna happen to these pieces. Not a single one's gonna be sold.
Yeah.
And they're gonna end up having to just like hand them out to the VPs at Nespresso.
I'm speaking directly to the audience. If anyone watching this video, if any of you went to a Hublot boutique or an Nespresso boutique, who knows, and you said, I'd like to place my name down and order this watch and pay $24,000 US, I hate you. I really hate you. That's all I'm saying. I just hate you. All right, we can move on now, Chris. I'm sorry. I've never had this guttural overreaction to a watch before.
This is a confusing one. I take it back. This is a confusing one because I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know that this was a thing.
Yeah.
So apparently the what's that Jacob & Co. with the 4 different?
Oh my God, the 5 time zone.
That one.
4 time zone. Sorry.
The rappers wore like in the I want to say the 90s. Was it the 90s that this?
90s to early 2000s.
Early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is that?
Piece of garbage. This is like Jacob & Co. Look, Jacob the jeweler, big respect for him. Like, he was like a street kind of culture guy in the early days, and then he transitioned into the super high art. I mean, the watches that he produces now are ridiculous. Yeah. Like ridiculous complications. He works with some big names in the industry to design some incredible complications.
His watches don't do anything for me. They kind of look like snow globes.
Yeah, but at least they're different, and at least there's something that's new on the scene. And at least they're doing something that's pretty crazy. It's the RM effect of marketing and all that, but
It says fuck 'em on the die.
it does. It's Supreme, of course.
That's a nice touch.
Look, in terms of, if we're talking about pure collaborations, this is kind of a perfect collaboration to me. Supreme is like the stupidest brand of all time.
Yeah.
And this watch is one of the stupidest watches of all time, where it used to sell well above retail back in the early days, super collectible, super in
I'm
demand.
so scared to ask. What's the retail now?
Oh, on this?
No, not even on this one. Just on the, what is that
back
thing
in
called?
the days, it used to be tens of thousands of dollars, right? Up to, right? For gem sets and everything for the 4 time zones. Yeah, man. And this is a quartz movement, by the way, right? This is not like a, this is a quartz movement, and it's a piece of shit quartz movement too, right? Like back in the day, man, these things used to go, yeah, see, these are actually impressive watches, by the way. But back in the day, these things used to go nuts because they latched onto street culture. They were selling well above retail. They were killing it. Now, is it?
I like the Casino Tourbillon one. Is that the one with the little, like you could actually like click it and it has that's sick.
Yeah,
That's
it is
cool.
very cool. It is very cool. By the way, Jacob's son is basically the head of design now, I think it is.
Okay.
That watch is one of his passion projects, executed wonderfully. Really, really great piece. I mean, it's just clever and
They're interesting. They're
Very
interesting.
interesting. Very
I'll give them
interesting.
that. They're interesting.
Yeah. But no, look, Supreme. I'll say this. I'll be nice. I'll be nice now. This episode, I've been quite kind of mean so far.
You've been a bully.
I've been a bully. But yeah, man. Supreme Jacob for the 4 time zone is a good collab. Just on that element, yes. But for me, it's not a watch I would
You're
recommend.
marrying like 2 hypey brands,
Right.
on like a previously hyped watch.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I'll leave it at that. It's
Yeah.
really not my cup of tea.
Okay. So
All right, next.
What else do we have, guys?
Now this is a collaboration I can get behind.
Me too.
This I fucking love. I love it to pieces. I actually want it. I think it's releasing like in a month or something, and I want to try to get one. So I only know this because I feel like in a Top Gear episode, James May went on a rant about this. But a Super Cub is basically like one of the most sold motorcycles in the world. Like in the entire world, they've moved more of these things than any other vehicle, okay? I think it's something stupid, like 100 million of these motorcycles were sold. And now they're doing a collab with Seiko, and I think it is just flawlessly executed. So Seiko 5, everybody loves it. You know it's reliable. You know it's great value. The design is incredible. I love it. And I saw a little detail that made me absolutely melt. The 12 o'clock.
The headlights.
Yeah.
So
the
nice.
headlights and indicators.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking cool.
Chris, I'm with you. Like, if you want to pre-order one, I'm getting one too, because, or, give it a year and we'll get one each. But still, I mean, this watch is unbelievable. It's
just
so nice.
Cool. It's so
the NATO,
cool.
man.
I don't even like
Look at
that
Look
fucking
at the
motorcycle. I
fuel
thought it looks like a
indicator.
scooter, but I still want it.
You saw the fuel indicator on the crown, man? Like,
No,
the
I
little
didn't.
Well, wait for the slideshow. Oh, next one. Look at that.
Bro.
Little things.
Bro.
This watch is unbelievable. I love it. This is a great collaboration between 2 Japanese brands.
Yeah.
Honda is Japanese, right? I'm not being. It's not Korean.
What?
It's Japanese, right?
What?
I'm not a car
Honda.
guy. Honda.
Yeah,
Okay.
Japanese.
Just making sure. Yeah, unbelievable, man. I mean, just what a.
No, dude. Like, Seiko does great collabs. The last Seiko 5 collab they did was the Street Fighter one. Also
Yeah,
brilliant.
great.
Fucking brilliant.
Great, man. And
Like
and
this is giving collectors, enthusiasts a collab that we want.
I love
This
it.
is what we want. We want this.
Oh
we
my
want
God, I
the
love
playful
it.
funniness. I want the little indicators and headlight on my I want that, like
And again, the branded NATO, it's so nice.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, no, it's sick.
There's nothing negative I could say about this watch, especially knowing that it's probably going to be
it's gonna
under
be like $400 or $500.
Yeah,
Max,
well under
max,
$1,000
max,
bucks.
max.
No, exactly. And it's what else do you need, man? It's a
Yeah.
classic Seiko
I think there's
5.
another colorway actually too. It's like gray, if I'm not mistaken, gray and black.
Oh, I love the box too. Look at that.
There you
Limited
go.
edition of 6,000. I prefer the green though. The green is killer.
The green is killer, but the gray and the black with the little splashes of red is fucking
I'm not
nice,
a PVD
man.
guy. I'm not a PVD guy. So for me, yeah, I'd go all the way on the green.
It's really nice.
It's
really
they're
nice.
both great, but honestly, that green is just unbelievable. With the cream,
I like the green better.
Yeah.
I would probably buy the black just because I feel like it'll get more like use. Because I feel like it's hard to
oh,
match.
so this was already released then. It says November 2022.
Which one?
Scroll up, guys. Right there. Available in November 2022.
Oh, there's a previous collab. I thought it was a new one.
I did too. I didn't even see this before now.
Okay, well, so much for buying one.
Well, next
have to check
episode,
Chrono.
I'll try to find one.
Well, I'm gonna check Chrono 24 actually.
Yeah, why
and
not?
see what they're going for.
SRPJ 49. Interesting. Honestly, great piece, man. I love that we're in agreement on how great this is. So, what else do we have, guys?
Man, you know what made me so happy? If the resale on this would be lower. Like if people didn't give a shit about it because it was like a Super Cub, like fuck Super Cub. I would love that. Pick it up for cheap. I just threw this in for fun. So Frank, so I only know that this exists because once upon a time, so I bought a pair of New Balance 327s.
Okay.
I actually bought the Joshua Vids collab and they look similar to this. And in searching for those shoes, I stumbled on these and I was like, oh, fuck, like that's kind of cool.
I love the crazy hours. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
like
great.
so listen, man, like I like watch shit. Like if I could, I would own a bunch of like watch lifestyle shit. It just doesn't exist, right? Yeah. So this is one of those few things that did exist. The resale right now, because this release was like it's a few years old now, at the very least. The shoes are selling for like $1,000 on StockX, like between $700 and $1,000.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
They are pretty. I'm not a shoe guy. I'm not a sneaker guy. So don't hate me.
They're a little loud.
To me, they look kind of dorky. Like,
they're dorky. They are dorky.
They do look kind of dorky. You know, like. But I do agree though. It's a pretty interesting collaboration. This is kind of a curveball.
So I kind of like this stuff. You know, like as cheesy as it is, I like this stuff. Simply for the fact that like, you know, if you're into watches and you're into like watch culture, right? You want these stupid things, you know, like you want the Rolex accessories that they give you, right? Yeah. But they resell for stupid money. Well, I like, you know, like you want like a watch T-shirt. It just doesn't exist, you know, like. Yeah,
but there's limits to it. Like, you know, I'm really into all that stuff, and I would never be caught dead wearing these shoes. They look like you're walking straight out of Alice in Wonderland.
That I'll admit. Like a few years ago when I wanted to buy them and they were not $1,000, I ultimately didn't pull the trigger because I thought they were just a little bit too dorky. But I like the path that this kind of speaks to, which is there should be more lifestyle stuff with watches. Like I
agree.
So Travis Scott did that AP collab and they released a bunch of like clothing that went with it, right? Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Dude, those t-shirts on StockX are like $400 for a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, man, like how has no one picked up yet that people want an AP t-shirt? Like how has no one figured that out yet? And why are they not regularly producing these things so that people could wear it? I would wear an AP t-shirt even though I didn't own an AP. You know, and it would make me want to buy an Audemars Piguet that much more.
Yeah.
Like just feed the culture, like let people enjoy your brand.
Yeah. Like, you know, AP has produced, like all these brands have produced stuff.
They produce, but it's always like the free stuff that they give away when you buy the watch.
But Rolex just started selling cufflinks, for example, without purchase history. You could walk in and buy Rolex cufflinks, right? So that's
I didn't know that. But I don't want Rolex cufflinks. I want a Rolex t-shirt. Of course, Sell me a Rolex t-shirt.
I'd prefer a Rolex, but I mean, you know.
Yes, but I would.
At the end of the day.
Actually, no, I take that back. I would prefer a Rolex t-shirt because I could afford a bunch of Rolex t-shirts at $100 each.
Yeah.
But I cannot afford a bunch of Rolexes.
Well, right. But, you know, at the same time, I mean, look, I'm all for it. Collaborations are cool. Clothing stuff, it's an interesting curveball. But for me, this is pretty dorky. It is fun to see Franck Muller. It is fun to see crazy hours. Great stuff. But, you know, let's get back to watches. I'm kind of tired of this.
Fine.
Okay, here we go. Probably my favorite, you know, actually, you know what? No, I'll take it back. By far, my favorite collaboration between a celebrity and a watch company of all time. By far. John Mayer, Royal Oak, ultra thin perpetual calendar. Phenomenal watch. Come on.
I'm so scared to share my opinion with you. I'm so scared.
Listen, don't be scared so long as it's positive. If it's positive, you have nothing to be afraid of, okay, Chris?
Okay.
Just share.
I'm just going to be honest. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I don't like it. Okay. So I don't like the dial. I find the dial like too glittery. It's too much. It's too much. It looks like diamonds, but it's not diamonds. It's flash. It's tacky. It's just not very class. Obviously, the watch in and of itself, fantastic. I also don't like that it's a John Mayer collab. Like I fucking love John Mayer. I think that his influence on the watch culture, on me personally, is huge. It's monumental, right? I own a Tribeca because of him. Like I own the John Mayer G-Shock collab. Like, but I just think when you're at this level of horology, why the fuck are you collaborating with a celebrity for?
Okay.
Like just release a sick piece.
Chris,
like it doesn't need a...
Before I ask Brian to step in here between us and literally keep me from lunging at you, let me cut you off really quick.
Sure.
John Mayer is a huge collector.
Huge. I know that.
A huge advocate for collecting niche watches as well as hype watches, right? And he's generated hype around stuff that was not obviously John Mayer Daytonas.
Undermining him at all.
No, but you're asking, but why collaborate with a celebrity? Because he's done more for the modern collector of vintage APs or specialized APs, and I'm talking about vintage ultra thins. I'm talking about vintage Royal Oak perpetual calendars. I'm talking about gem set APs. I'm talking about all that kind of stuff. He's done more for that subset of collectors than anyone in modern history. So this collab makes a ton of sense.
I didn't know that.
This collab makes a ton of sense, okay? It makes a ton of sense that AP would be the brand to reach out because they've collaborated with celebrities in the past. You mentioned the Travis Scott collaboration, for example.
Right.
This is something different, right? This is something that is super specialized to him.
That one makes less sense than this one.
Yeah. And speaking about the dial, yeah, it's glittery. Yeah, it's a bit flashy. But again,
it's just tacky. I just want to tacky. That's all.
It's what it is it's speaking to, like, he could have easily gone skeleton. He could have easily gone something completely different. He could have gone a different brush. He could have gone ceramic.
It's completely unique.
He said, I want a white gold. Okay. I want a white gold, beautiful, bright blue dial that matches his personality, that matches his taste in collecting. And AP delivered. Okay. This watch is
listen, man, when you frame it in that light, I changed my opinion. I recant what I said. I take it back.
God. Thank God Brian doesn't have to work his muscles by keeping us.
I take it back. I still think it's ugly, but I take it back.
Thank God. Yeah. Thank God. All right. Well, on that note, what else do we have, guys? Okay, here's something that we could probably both agree on is pretty cool, right?
So I actually really like this. Yeah. I thought that this was brilliant. So this is the Kith Tag Heuer collab on the Formula One, which is interesting because in researching a little bit for this, I realized, and I didn't know this, that the new Formula One that they just re-released is not this watch. Right?
I just want to cut you off before they exit out this tab. That watch is what I was saying, like, oh, I love that. It was the Lumen Along and Sona that was on screen before they exited off.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. I don't really give a fuck about Tag Heuer, but let's talk about the Lumen. All right. No, I'm just kidding, Chris.
Let's go back to this.
Yeah.
This is a really cool idea. So they took the Formula One, which was popular once upon a time, completely dropped off. Yeah. Nobody cared about it at all anymore.
Yeah.
Collab with Kith, which is the lifestyle brand. They re-released it in its original sizing. So in a modern era where watches are 42 plus millimeters, this thing's 35 millimeters.
I thought it was 37.
The Formula One re-release from Tag, not in collab with Kith, is 37.
Oh, okay.
But this one is released in the exact identical proportions of the original. Oh. It is exactly the same. It is the same watch. The only difference is the quality has been bumped up a little bit. The colors have been played with a little bit. And of course, there's like Kith branding all over.
What's the retail? Like $1,500?
It was about $1,500, if I'm not mistaken. The prices did vary because there were some on the rubber that were cheaper than the metal. There also, the quantities of each were different. So like the metal ones were like limited to like 360 pieces versus the rubber straps were like 1,000 something pieces.
Okay. Yeah.
But all in all, flawlessly executed. Very cool. I think it's too expensive. Personally, I think it was too expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's one of those novelty things. It's similar again. I think that's the difference in a great collaboration from one that's good or even bad, is that you rely too heavily on the novelty of the fact that it's a collaboration, or you rely too heavily on bringing something back that might not have its place. And sometimes that could lead to a price that just doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. And in this case, I'd agree.
I feel like that's what ended up happening here, because it's like, it's still like $1,500 like US.
Yeah, right.
For a quartz.
Right. But
right?
Look, I'm not super angry at it. It's unique. I like that Kith kind of is introducing some of their
You can't
own
be angry at it
unique
because it's limited edition, and the pieces now resale for more than retail. So anybody that bought one,
they're happy.
They're happy. They didn't lose $1.
Right.
But at the time, I was nervous about that price point. I came close to buying one. I wanted one. I wanted the one with the beige dial.
Oh yeah,
with the red
great.
and black.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But
you know,
I just couldn't swallow the price. I just thought it was too expensive. But I still think it's a really cool piece. I think it's very, very interesting. Yeah, that one right there. I wanted that one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Look, the Formula One for Tag Heuer, I think that was the first model that actually had Tag Heuer on the dial. So that was post acquisition.
Oh, was it? Before that was Heuer?
Before it was just Heuer,
Heuer.
whichever way. Yeah. I'm actually not sure what the right way to say it is.
I feel like Heuer. The way you said it sounds better.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds a bit fancier, I guess.
Heuer sounded better than Heuer.
Yeah, maybe a little. So it's great. It's great to see that that's the golden age of Tag, was the 90s. Like, these watches were killer then, man. This was the fashionable watch.
It was.
People saw a sub. They were like, okay, it's a sub. People saw one of these. Like, people were buying these for the same effect of Rolex now. And I think that's a valuable lesson in collecting as a whole, where today's hype is not going to be tomorrow's hype.
Right.
Okay. Right now, Rolex is king, Daytona's selling for huge premiums, subs way over retail, all these kinds of things. You got to look historically.
Yeah.
The watch market is old, ups and downs, different pieces have sold above and below retail. And I like this watch as a reminder of that, where, hey, you don't necessarily need to spend a ton of money to make money on watches necessarily. If you buy something that you see as a future collectible and you hold it long enough and you take care of it, you can make your money back, right?
Yeah,
so
that I agree.
That just goes well to the whole idea of watches and investments.
Listen,
but anyway, so for me, it's nostalgic. It's nice.
Cyclical,
I love this
right?
brand.
They come back around, and I think there's another valuable lesson in watch collecting from this collaboration and even the re-release of the Formula One, which is, dude, just go fucking buy an original Formula One.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're vintage now. They're on Chrono for like $200, $300.
Yeah,
you know,
or eBay, you could bid on them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so it's like, you can have your cake and eat it. You don't have to go and buy like the new one or this, collab and spend excessively. If you want a playful little Formula One in your collection, just do it. Just buy the vintage one. Exactly. It's more special. There's less of them around. They've all been beat to shit and thrown out, right? I'll end on this. I didn't know that the new Formula One was 37 and that this was a 35. I also didn't know that this was a quartz, and the specifically Tag Heuer watch, not in collaboration, is a solargraph. So it's a solar quartz. So I didn't realize there was differences in between the two watches, but I find that pretty interesting. That's cool.
I have nothing bad to say. I think Tag in recent years has done a great job. I think they went through such a lull as a brand.
Yeah,
it's nice to see that they're kind of understanding that they need to get back to those ideas that they held in the 90s to propel them into the future. And
Absolutely.
I love that. But
bold moves, bold design, going back to your heritage.
Exactly.
Like,
but not massacring it at the same time.
Not massacring it. And again, like working with a lifestyle brand that's like well reputable, like people love Kith, so it's like, it makes sense.
Okay,
Anyways,
guys.
All right, next one.
What do we got? Okay. Love this.
Do you?
I love this.
I don't.
Okay, I'll go first. I love this, man. Petronas colorway is great. That kind of turquoisey teal. Obviously, when this released, it was selling above retail. People were unsure of how long it'd be in production for. IWC then later released a not a Petit Prince.
It's not a limited edition, though.
No, it isn't, right? But people were unsure of how long it would stay in the production lineup. Obviously, since then, they've released a Mark 45 and in the same colorway, Petronas styling and all that, right? So, it's here to stay, but I'm not angry at that. And I love the fact that the market has softened like crazy, that I really would love to add one of these to personal collection. The strap choices that they offer you, the easy change system, the movement is no joke. IWC just in general, the AR reflective sapphire is really good. It's probably better than any brand definitely better than any brand in the price point.
Right.
I love it, man. Dual AR basically. Look, on the market, you're talking about $6,000 US. You're talking about, for used.
That's it.
I think it's man. I think it's a no-brainer at that price. This is a different model though, guys. If we go back, and if you love F1,
wow, that's really not bad actually.
Yeah, if you love F1,
I was expecting it to be so much more ridiculous than that. So I like the collaboration itself. I think the collaboration is brilliant. I think the colorway is genius. right?
Yeah.
Genius. You're touching on that Tiffany blue that everyone's going crazy about, but at the same time, it's very clearly the Mercedes-AMG Petronas colors.
Yeah,
right.
It's not on the nose Tiffany. It's a bit
exactly.
too
It's not,
green
but you're
in it.
still touching on that. They implemented just enough of the color that it's interesting, but it's tasteful.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like on a lot of those, or like let's say the Tiffany Rolex or Tiffany Tudor, like it overpowers the dial.
Yeah.
Right. Like I have my name down on fake waitlist, for a Tiffany Tudor. Because I love the watch, but I genuinely am confused about what I'm going to wear it with.
Right. Yeah.
Because I feel like you throw pairing out the window with that, and you just kind of rock it. But with this, it's subtle enough that you could pair it.
Yeah.
The only gripe that I have with this collaboration is that I feel like it's not collaborative enough. I feel like there should be an AMG logo somewhere.
Huh.
Like I would love that. It would speak to me more. But slap an AMG logo on it. Like where's the Mercedes logo? You couldn't hide the Mercedes logo in one of the subdials. You couldn't slap AMG like under the Schaffhausen, whatever the fuck. Like
what? It's look, hey, fair enough. I think that's a valid point. But for me, as someone who's actually more interested in the watch than I am the collaboration, I actually like the fact that it's subdued, right? I love the fact that it's super subdued in that way.
Yeah. I like it, but I don't, because I feel like if I was buying this watch, it's because I'm a huge Mercedes-AMG fan, and I want it to fucking like I want to be loud about it. No,
that's the crazy part, is that I'm not even an F1 fan by any means, and I would definitely own this watch. So I guess, hey, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought this collab was great. I thought when it was released, it was great. I thought it was ridiculous, the pricing at first. Obviously, that was when Hamilton was still with the team.
Sorry, what was the retail on it? You said secondhand, they're about $6,000.
Yeah, I think retail's like about 11 or 12. Can we check that, guys, on the website here? It should be somewhere.
That's really good value at $6,000.
I have to inquire.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Great. I mean, great. Yeah.
Yeah. Still pretty cool collab.
It might be like more like $9 US, something like that. But
right.
all the same, it's still for like $6,000 to $7,000.
Yeah.
83.5? Yeah. Okay. 83.5. So there you go.
$83,500?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, your maths was off on this one, bro. Like, fuck.
Listen, man, like by the way, titanium case, which is fun. It's,
that's cool.
Yeah, it is nice. Okay, guys, what do we have next? I'm trying to cheat.
This one I like.
Here we go. This is something cool.
This one I like a lot. Because I bought it.
Why the hell would John Mayer collaborate on a Casio, bro?
No,
I hate celebrities.
Hold
what
on,
are they doing?
I didn't say I have anything against John Mayer. I didn't say that I don't like his collabs. I was confused about why they would collab on such an expensive piece with AP, but I did not know.
Look at the watch on his wrist
Shut the
right
fuck
now
up.
as you're
Shut the
saying
fuck
that.
up. Hey,
take a look.
Hey.
What's that he's wearing?
Hey.
Oh, it's an ultra thin tourbillon.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Excuse me, sir. I remind you, you're the expert.
that.
I'm the idiot. You're supposed to educate me.
Oh, yes.
Which you did. I am educated now.
Oh, there he goes. He hands off the AP, which is clearly an AP.
Shut the fuck up.
Speaking to the fact that John Mayer is one of the bigger vocal collectors of rare AP in the world. Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
I was trying to talk about this collab.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. I love it.
I love it too.
So I actually bought the beige one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Look at that little keyboard.
Yeah. So I love the inspiration behind this. So he basically mirrored the two watches off of these little pianos that he used to have when he was a kid.
Keyboards.
Sorry. Yeah, keyboard. Sorry. And these things are really, really cool. I actually looked into buying one of these keyboards, actually, right? Yeah. To like match the watch, just again, like for collectability. I don't even fucking play piano, but but I just love it. I think it's so cool. I think the colors are great. I think he did a really, really great job with that kind of like vintage.
Yeah, definitely.
Like just like the vintage colorway and stuff.
And you gotta love the fact that it's Casio that manufactured the keyboard as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just it's so cool. I mean, it's probably gonna cost more than what it's worth to build and whatever, but you're getting an interesting collaboration. You're paying for the added fact that you're getting something
at the time
rarer.
I don't remember what I paid, but it must have been like, I want to say $250, like something like that. It was not ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where it's like, dude, if you like it, you buy it. Like, dude, I've had mine sealed in a box. I rarely wear it. The fucking thing's worth like 800. Look, there you go, $180. Dude, it's worth like $800 now.
Wow.
You know, it's like, fuck. Like, what it's steal for me, you know, like fun little collectible, love it, rock it once in a while, leave it in its box, you know, it's like, boom, I made a little bit of money. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that just the fact that I feel it's useless that John Mayer has anything to do with watches. I think that he should stay in his lane and play his keyboard.
I think you should shut the fuck
in a
up.
closet and just stay as far away from the watch community.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Never.
Why?
Because I spoke so highly of it, and you shot me right down. I'll never, you know, if you meant to shoot an arrow through my heart, all I have to say is bullseye.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say, buddy. But no, I agree with you. This collaboration is awesome. It's great. It's great.
No, come on. It's so cool. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I can only hold my sarcasm for so long. I mean, it's, lovely watch, man.
And this one, like,
if you manage to get it at retail, then it's phenomenal. I mean, $180, that's so reasonable.
I would argue, man, if you can get it for like $500-$600, I still think it's worth it because it's just so cool. It's so unique.
It's something in the future that will
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to lose any money on it, you know? Like,
I love it.
And I just think, like, design-wise, he really killed it. Like, if you pay attention, the way that he did, he took special care for every single color of every single font and every single button so that it came together so cohesively that it's such a stellar-looking watch.
I love it.
As far as G-Shocks go, like, it's killer.
All right, guys, what else do we have here?
That's the one that I got.
Okay, the same colorway.
Exactly.
Well, different colorway, rather.
Well, it's a different colorway, but that's the one that I have, and I'm trying to get that piano right there. I mean, the keyboard.
Lovely.
Yeah, they're like $200-$300.
Lovely, man.
Yep.
What else you have for me on this list here? Okay.
so don't yell at me too hard.
Okay, I'll try not to.
I own that paddleboard.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Now, in my defense, I bought it when Beaulac was having a sale, so I got it like 50% off.
Okay.
But still,
that's still a lot of money.
It's still a lot of money for a paddleboard. But
it's
dude,
nice. It's actually nice.
So nice. It's such a beautiful paddleboard, and like for me, this again touches on the idea that like watch geeks like me, bro, we want this shit. Like we want this shit. I could have bought the regular Beaulac paddleboard, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even a huge Ulysse Nardin fan. Like I don't even own one. It's just I love marrying.
Can I know really quick why you're saying Beaulac?
Oh, sorry, Beaulac. Excuse me.
Sorry, I just had to cut you off.
Excuse me.
Okay, quick question for you, Chris.
Yeah.
How often have you used this thing?
Oh, all the time.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, not this year.
Thank God.
Not this year.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to get on it. But last year, a lot.
Good. No, honestly, I can't even hate you because I would totally, if I got offered 50% off for this, I'd probably buy it too.
Like, dude,
I don't even have a lake or anything to use it on.
I just thought it looked really so good. It's such a nice looking paddleboard.
Obviously,
like, and again, I'm marrying my passion. Like, I want a paddleboard. Why not get it branded with the watch brand? Fuck it.
But honestly, I don't know if this was purposeful for you, but the fact that, Ulysse Nardin produces marine chronometers, which was, they still technically do, but like they produce them commercially for naval officers and that so that they could properly measure time, distance traveled, so on and so forth for the navies back in like the 1900s. The fact that, that paddleboard is branded with that. Very, very accurate choice. And that's why I would pick it. If it was another brand, if it was a Patek Philippe paddleboard, it'd feel kind of useless.
It would feel
the fact that it's Ulysse Nardin, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's really cool.
Fair enough. I didn't even know any of that, but yeah.
No judgment. Okay, I wanted to take some time to talk to you about one of the most famous collaborations and maybe educate you a little bit on that collaboration and why some fool would spend $6.5 million US for this watch.
Because it's fucking cool.
It's very cool. But also at the same time, the market
I wish
is
I had
like,
the fucking means. It's
the market is
cool.
like 2.5 right now. So let's just,
fine.
At the same time, right? Like you're still losing $4 million.
So actually, I'm going to tell you what I know, and then I'm going to tell you what I don't know in the form of a question.
Yeah.
And then we're going to discuss it. So from my understanding, a Tiffany-stamped dial is a watch that once upon a time was retailed at a Tiffany boutique. To identify that it was retailed from their store, they would have the dial stamped.
Specifically in New York, yeah.
Okay. Oh, specifically New York. Cool.
Yeah.
And obviously that's no longer a practice because Tiffany no longer even sells watches, right? They've become a specialty jewelry store. They don't sell any
No,
other
it's still
brands
practice. They still stamp dials.
What?
Tiffany still retails Patek Philippe in New York.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it still goes on.
And you can still buy it with a stamp dial?
yeah. But when you say it like, oh, you can still buy it with a stamp dial, that sounds like, woo, you can still buy it with a stamp dial. No,
I just thought you could. Okay, but that's what I was going to say, because from my understanding, all of the old like Pateks that are stamped are worth significantly more.
What you're thinking of is more Rolex, where Rolex and Tiffany no longer have that collaborative element where you're going to see Tiffany stamped Rolex.
Right.
It's the same thing as like Comex subs, right? Where they're stamped Comex, right? That sort of thing doesn't happen. In fact, there's not a single brand that has Rolex stamped still in production. They still do Kanjar stuff. They still do some Saudi royal family stuff, but that's kind of backdoor.
Yeah.
And
but like I've even seen like some Nautilus references.
Yeah.
That are stamped,
yeah,
but they're like way more expensive because they're stamped.
Oh yeah, big time, of course.
Okay.
Oh, the premium is like 3 to 5 times.
Okay,
what
but I didn't know you can still go buy a stamp dial right now.
Yeah, but there's only one place in the world that you could really buy it, which is the New York boutique. They still do it in Asian markets as well.
Okay,
but the more common is in New York. But I think they say something like 13 stamp dials come out of New York every year.
Oh, okay, bro, leave
so
with that.
13
like you're making it seem like you walk into the store and they just have a bunch of watches for sale with Tiffany dials.
Oh my God, no! Of course not. Of course not. That's why I said good luck.
Okay, it's become a rare practice.
If you think that getting your Submariner at retail, for example, from your local AD anywhere in the world is difficult, this is like the most difficult thing that you could ever get. It's up there with like trying to get like a super high complications Patek at retail, like a Grand Sunri, right? That's like try to get one of those at retail and try this, Grandmaster Chime, basically, right? You try and get one of those at retail and you try to get one of these, it's almost equivalent, if not this being harder. Because of the markup, because of the fact that as soon as you have the Tiffany stamp, it just goes wild. Obviously, this was a limited edition. They made 170 pieces of this exact model. But what it spoke to was 170 years of collaboration between Tiffany and Patek Philippe, right? So back in the 1850s, both brands just being founded. I think they were founded 3 years between each other, like 1849 and 1852, something like that, right? Like both Tiffany and Patek. Tiffany was obviously a high fashion, ultra elite brand started in New York, Patek in Switzerland. What happened was the two met up at some conference in New York. I think it was Antoine that met with Tiffany, whatever his first name was. Excuse me on names. And they kind of hit it off. They talked about marketing. And what Tiffany offered was, let me be the first ever North American retailer of Patek Philippe watches. They both agreed, they signed up, and their collaboration started. And that started pretty early in both the careers of Tiffany and Patek. So when you talk about a collaboration, this is like the ultimate collaboration in terms of watches because it's 170 plus years now old.
That's crazy. And this is before either of the brands were what they are.
Yeah. And by the way, that same boutique is where you get your Tiffany stamped dials. And that's why people collect them. Okay. That's why someone spent 6.5 million US on this watch, the first one to hit the market. That's exactly why. There's so much history between the two brands, collaboration over the years, the two founders being such great friends in real life. Both of them died. They paved the way for that heritage to continue until today. So that's why this collaboration is probably one of the most renowned in the world and why collectors spend so much money on these stamp dials.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm actually a big fan of the Tiffany brand.
Yeah.
A ring that I wear very, very often is actually like a ceramic and silver Tiffany & Co. ring that I've owned for, I want to say 10 years now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, just always spoke to me. I just always thought it was so cool. And I love the Tiffany blue. Again, I want my Tiffany Tudor just for that blue. So this for me was mental.
By the way, like the Tiffany blue really took off with this watch, right? Because before then they hadn't released any in this colorway, right? Where the dial was a different color. That's why it's so significant. And also, by the way,
wait. Was this watch released before the Rolex?
Yeah, of course.
Oyster with the blue.
This started that whole idea of the Tiffany color. Yeah, this was the start of it right here. The auction for this watch I think was in 2022. And by the way, the reason why this watch got to such a crazy value was that Tiffany & Co. was bought out in 2022 by LVMH. So there was so much speculation over the fact that would LVMH continue this relationship with Patek now that it's no longer an independent company and it has this, right? And they're almost like rivals in that way. So is this something where it's like, because Patek is still obviously owned by not the original families, but by the original families that purchased the brand in the 1920s.
Okay.
Right? So the Stern family. Now, in terms of dials, this is the first time that Tiffany actually released this Tiffany colored dial on a model, right? So that was something that's hyped it up. The fact that people were unsure if the collaboration would continue. Another thing. Also, the 5711 was shortly after discontinued.
Yeah.
So all these factors just led to this watch being a perfect storm of hype and insane valuation. Because again, the retail on this watch was sub $100,000, and it sold the first one for $6.5 million. Bro. That has to be one of the biggest markups it's outside of vintage.
It's ridiculous at $100K because it's stainless steel.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
But at $6.5 million
US dollars. Yeah, that's what the auction fees included, at least, right? But hey,
then again, if you
perfect storm,
and if you have the means, like, it's fucking moot. Like, it's a moot point. If you have $6.5 million to spend on a watch, like, money is not a thing.
Well, so funny enough, the guy who actually bought it, he bought it because the original bidder was unable to pay, or like he was some Russian oligarch or something like that. Money got tied up. And the guy who ended up buying it is a guy on Instagram called like Zach Attack. And he kind of made himself famous by being the idiot who bought this watch. And he was like, his dad was in like had some real estate empire in like Hong Kong or something like that. And he kind of just like used the fact that he overpaid for this watch and lost millions of dollars to get himself super known. And now he's like hanging out with Mark Wahlberg and collaborating with his brand Municipal and like sharing watch collections and going to these private collector parties.
Smart
and
cookie, man. We're insulting him, but it was all part of his plan.
Bang, no, he's genius, man.
Yeah,
genius, man.
Brilliant. So I think suffice to say, we conclude on this collaboration being the GOAT of all collaborations.
Definitely, especially with the history behind it. Yeah, has to be.
Okay.
Has to be.
I love it.
I love you, Chris. Even though you made me cry and want to jump out at you and lunge at you this episode.
Keep the cameras rolling. I don't want it to punch me in the face. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys.